What is going on, guys? We are back, and today we're doing some more bee breeding, but unlike the other days, we actually can make our alveary today. Now, I know I've been telling you guys about this for a while, and that's because it's really what I've been working towards with the automation and all that, because it's like the next tier above apiaries, and so that's kind of what you work towards in bee breeding. And I don't know if there's anything after that, but for now, we got our sights set on the alveary, and all this time we've only been able to accrue enough resources to make one multi-block structure, which is technically 27 alveary blocks, but whatever, it's the same thing. We're only gonna have one actual alveary structure. But before we get into building that, I want to go over the fix that you guys posted in the comments, and it was actually really recent. I think it was earlier today someone posted it in the comments, and Chillum can confirm that it might work. So thanks, Chillum, for confirming that it might just work. Pretty sure it will work, though. I looked these up. You can see I replaced the apiaries pipes with they're clay pipes, clay transport pipes, and I didn't know these things existed. Now, they seem pretty simple, and I wouldn't have even thought about using them even if I knew they existed, but basically what they do is insert stuff into the nearest inventory. So, stuff is passing through here, it'll try and put it in here, and if it can't, it'll just keep letting it pass on through. And the reason that works so well with these is because there's only one slot, and you're only going to have one princess. So the princess will go in the slot, and then that's done. And then the slot for drones, it'll put the first drone in there, and then if the other drones match that because it's purebred or whatever, they'll go in there too, which is perfectly fine because that's the situation I'm in now. Obviously, we didn't have purebreds before, but now they'll stack because they're purebreds. Either way, we still need this pipe because eventually it will get to a stack of 64, and it'll overflow. And then any overflows will keep on going. You can see it works with items too because there's no slots for items to be put into in these. So all the excess drones, whether it be overflow or that they're just not the same speed or like specific drone, they'll keep going. They'll get over here like before, and you'll see I had to put an iron pipe here just because I wanted to keep this really compact, and so the trash can would typically connect with the regular cobblestone transport pipe that's there, but whatever, it's fine now. It's not symmetrical, I know that, but neither is this over here after I changed it, so whatever. But then everything goes into the diamond transport pipe, which has the same settings as before, except I added a regular honeycomb to what gets put into the centrifuge, just because we have some of that coming in from these meadow queens over here, just because we need beeswax. So, that's a side note, just needed beeswax, and the industrious and imperial bees don't give us that, so I just went back to the basics for a little bit. But that's besides the point. So everything has a place to go except for any drones. Now, I don't really like putting the drones in as filters because certain drones have like different IDs. So you can see like, the different bees have like really different IDs, especially if they're not the same exact bee. So, it's safer to just make it so that they can't go anywhere else, so they're forced to go there, basically. So anything that's either in this chest that overflows, like right now, honey drops will be going into the trash because it's full, or anything really that's full, except honey drops are the only thing that is full. So yeah, honey drops will go in there, and then any bee will go in there for now. And so this solves the problem. There won't be items hanging out anywhere over here that are just kind of sitting around, which is really nice. So that's basically the new setup. And I did move this around a little bit because obviously a simple fix I wasn't thinking about was the hopper. So if there are item overflows, and wow, I forgot that was a possibility. Okay, so that is one problem I'll have to address. I wasn't even thinking about that. The things could go in there. Wait, what? I don't even know how that got in there. That is really weird. Okay, well, whatever. That bypassed. Yeah, okay, whatever. Just forget that you even saw that. I can't explain that. But the hopper will basically just take any overflow combs, which will be like 1 or 2 at max, and so those won't be popping out. And I had to move this around a little bit, but other than that, it's the same setup as before, and I will eventually move this to the new island once I make it, which is what I want to talk about now. So I did decide that we are going to do the honeycomb shaped island. I think it'll look really cool, and I really like symmetry, as you guys can probably tell from a lot of the things I make. It bothers me if things aren't symmetrical, which I'm sure is the case for a lot of people, but when I'm making these islands, it doesn't bother me so much, but having a symmetrical island is really nice for automating stuff. And I know Etho, when he was doing bee breeding a while ago on modded Minecraft, he made like a bunch of honeycomb shaped bases where he automated his bees, and I think that was Minecraft. Whatever. He made a honeycomb shaped like base that was really easy to automate stuff and looked really good because everything was symmetrical and all that stuff. So we're gonna do that, and that's where the Alveary is gonna go today. And eventually I'll move this over, maybe expand this a little bit if we ever need to use this setup again. But for the most part, I think we're gonna transition to Alvearies, and I'm gonna do all the crafting off camera. If you guys were curious, and you can find this on the wiki really easily, but I looked it up. It takes 3.5 stacks of pollen clusters, 3.5 stacks of royal jelly, and then 16-ish stacks of honey. And it could be either honeydew or honey drops. You just need to get 100 millibuckets of honey from something. And then you need 6 3/4 stacks of beeswax, which is what I'm working on getting now. We're, whatever, like 40 off. But we'll get the rest of that while I'm crafting, because it is going to take so long to make all this stuff, which is why I'm doing it off camera. And it's going to take a lot of trips running back and forth. So I'm going to make the island most likely over here, and I'll put it pretty close. I'll put it probably like right here at this elevation. Yeah, I'll put it up a little bit higher. So we'll put it at like this elevation right here over this area and make it honeycomb shaped. And then I'll only do one layer for now just so I can jump back quicker, and then we'll start building on it, and I'll finish it off a little bit later. So I'm going to go do all this crafting, and it's going to be quite a long time for me. Will be blink of an eye for you guys. So enjoy that while I go be bored out of my Minecrafting. Talk to you guys in a bit. Okay guys, we are back, and let me tell you, it takes forever just to get the stuff to make one single Alveary. You don't have to do anything. I just AFK'd here and went and got some food and stuff, and watched some episodes of The Big Bang Theory. But I mean, it takes quite a long time, and we finally have all the stuff, the scented paneling, just enough, and we can make 27 Alveary blocks, the plain ones. Nothing fancy just yet. We're just going to test some stuff out first. So here we go. Oh, there it is. And we got some leftover impregnated casings in case we decide we want to make another one. And over here, I was a little disappointed with how this turned out. This is the exact replica. If you look at the pixels, if you look at the pixels of the combs, this actually is an exact duplicate, counting the pixels across that you would have, assuming that each little square is what you consider one block or pixel or whatever you want to call it. This is a replica. It just doesn't look good because you can't see the little comb sections. So I may rebuild this island under this or expand it a little bit to make it look better, but for the time being, it's whatever. We got the center of the island, even though, oh my god, it's an even number. Holy shit, this is a horrible joke. This is a horrible joke. Okay, this is gonna really fucking bother me right now, guys. But whatever, we're gonna... Oh, we gotta build it like that. Oh, that's painful to watch. Oh my god. I told you, the whole thing was about how I like symmetry, and just look at that. God, it's like fucking dropping the A-bomb on my Minecraft world. Good lord. Okay. And boom. And now all we gotta do is make the slabs for the top, and we are good to go. Not gonna lie though, that kind of just ruined my day right there. I was so ready. Okay, we got 6 slabs there, a little bit more. My inventory is becoming a mess again with all this work I'm doing, but it's okay. I'll reorganize this after this episode. We'll get it fixed. Oh, I'm so ready for this. Okay. Oh. What? There we go. Oh, I was freaking out for a second. Oh, I was freaking out. Okay. Whew. Man, that was rough. Okay, so there's no queen, obviously, blah, blah, blah. We're going to have to move some flowers over here. Not seeing where the frames go, and unless they rename the frame housing, I'm not crazy right now. I'm not crazy. Okay, we look at here, and there's, nothing. Just under frames, there's, nothing that you'd use for that. Frame housing is nothing. And then if we go to @forestry, this is, where all the bee stuff is. You got Alveary, Swarmer, Alveary fan, Alveary heater, Alveary hygro regulator, Alveary stabilizer, and Alveary sieve. Okay, none of those are frame housings. And if you I can just skip through here a little bit, but I'm really not seeing anything that would be for holding the frames, which is a little disappointing. I mean, I don't know if they got rid of that, because I don't know, you know, what they change from mod to mod, but still, or from like updating mods, but still, like here are the frames. Where do the frames go in this shit? Whatever. Let's throw an Imperial Queen in there. Some Imperial. What? Yo, it takes longer to charge up. I gotta get some flowers too. We can mess around with this. Let's just break some random flowers around here. Okay, that should be good for now. We can just cover this whole island in flowers. It'll look really stupid, but whatever. Okay. Spread them out nice and evenly. Okay. I feel like there's probably something I'm missing about this, but I don't know. Yeah, it's not charging. There's no flowers. They're not finding the right flowers. Okay, well, clearly there were the right flowers on the other side, so we just got to keep moving flowers over. There we go. It's finding the right flowers. Okay. Bees are flying. Bees are flying right now, guys. I don't know what this takes to fully charge up, though. Yeah, like it can't take... Oh, wait, that's because that queen was already being used. That's right, I forgot. I thought that was a princess for some reason, but I pulled out a queen. Okay, I'm stupid. Okay, well now we can start automating this, but I really want to know where the frames go. I mean, it might just be an issue with a mod that I'm having, but I would like to know where the frames go. And then we can re-automate things. So over here, I think I'll keep one with the meadows, and then we'll take the meadows out of this one and put those back so that we're still going to get some beeswax, but we're also going to get like more royal jelly. So that should be good right there. And then the frames are good over here. Do I have the stuff to automate the one over there? I think I have a good amount of things. I need to make another chest at least. Where's the wood at? Over here. We're also going to need more... or more of a centrifuge and solar power too, yeah. Okay. I may jump off camera to get this set up and mess around and figure out if there's some way I can do the whole frame housing, just because this is going to frustrate me. I mean, maybe like it already takes frames into account, or like this automatically boosts it, but I'm not sure, because from what I was reading, and I know the wikis probably aren't that updated, but I mean, should have a frame housing. So yeah, I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to automate this. It should be relatively similar to that, and then I'll go over that when I get back. And I'm also going to try and figure out the whole frame thing, and we may add some other, you know, blocks into this for the Alveary. So I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Okay guys, so we are back, and it looks like the setup is good to go. Basically the same setup we have over there, except you don't need to put all the outputs into like one tube before they go into the chest and the centrifuge and all that. So it's just because there's only one output over here. Eventually we'll have to do the same thing, but before that we're going to have to expand the island, because I don't like this being so close to the edge, and you know, it's pretty full already. And there's only one Alveary, whereas I want a lot more. But so I think this should work. There is stuff in here in the Alveary that it'll pull out, and it should be able to test out everything because of what's in there. So same setup, and it should just get pulled out. Try and put the stuff back in there. If it can't, it'll come through here, centrifuge it, bring it back. So all I gotta do is throw it on this redstone torch, and it should start going. Okay, so it starts with the combs, and if this works, then we're good to go. We're good to AFK over here, and it doesn't need to be an upgraded chest just because this is going to produce a little bit less than, you know, the stuff over there, and a little bit is an understatement. But one thing I did look up, I couldn't really find anything on whether or not they remove frame housings, and all the videos on either tutorials or anything like that was pretty old. But from what they were saying, it's that this automatically is like better than the apiary. So, you know, even if we can't have frame housings, I'm almost 100% sure that this produces faster than the apiary as is. But if you guys know if that it's like a section of the mod that I don't have downloaded, or like an extra mod that needs to be downloaded or something, or I'm just missing it, or it's different name, anything like that, if you guys know, I would love to know that, because it'd be really fun to automate like all this stuff together. But it looks like everything is working perfectly, and we should make sure everything gets in there, which it looks like it did. Okay, so it looks like everything's good, and I don't think this trash can will get much use because these are purebreds, but that's fine with me. And we can just throw this last dripping comb in there, and we are good to go. So now we can AFK and let this thing work, let all these work, and eventually we'll move all this so there are all these flowers over here. But this chest will be refilling, and hopefully by next episode with all this we can make another one and figure out what we're going to do with automating all of this. But one thing I wanted to show you guys is I mentioned when I was making this little sheep farm up here, I wasn't sure how effective it would be with like only 3 sheep, but someone in the comments posted saying 3 sheep is more than enough. And if you look at this chest, it is indeed more than enough. I'm getting so much more wool than I need. Eventually I'm going to have to stop these from going just because, actually do they? Okay, so their shears can't even be used. Wait, that's weird. Are they? Wow, why? This one is using its shears so much more often. That is weird, but hopefully they break soon because, I mean, this chest will overflow, and there's no way I'm going to use all of that for frames. But eventually I would like to intertwine all these islands so it like makes frames here, or it makes the impregnated sticks here, which I also think we have quite a lot of. Yeah, we have a decent amount. It looks like, yeah, wow, okay, we have a lot of seeds. Yeah, it's a lack of wood now. This always happens. I need to go cut down more wood, and then it makes like a buttload of them. But see, yeah, I'd like to intertwine all of these and bring it back over here. That would be my end goal for all of this, because this has all been made just for bees, just for stupid bees. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's a shorter episode today, guys, but I think we're gonna call it there, just because I got everything done that I wanted to, and this took up a lot of time just to make things work. I'm a little disappointed that I don't know what to do about like the frame housing and stuff, but there obviously are like the swarmer will put more bee hives around. It has like a chance to generate more hives at the expense of royal jelly. So if we have way too much, we can throw one of those on there. And then the fan and the heater are really if you want to use species that require certain environments, but obviously these are working fine, so that's not a problem. So I mean, other than the frame housing, I think we're good to go, guys. But any advice, as always, is appreciated, so post feedback in the comments. And thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and I will talk to you guys later.